If you're looking for an old school DOS platformer to keep you entertained on a rainy, way too hot, lazy day, or really any day you just don't feel like going outside for a few hours, you might want to check out Elfland. Elfland was not a game made by a normal developing or publishing company, and it wasn't a game you could find on store shelves. The first chapter was shareware, and once you beat it, you got the information to send off an order form to order the rest of the game from the developer himself. The game was around in the early 90s, 91, 92 I believe, but it looks much older, more like a brighter 8-bit game from the mid-80s. But this is to be expected when you have a game made by not only a small-time developer, but what seems to have been developed by just one person, Carl Erickson, whoever that is. The graphics may be nothing to write home about, but they do have an odd charm about them, or maybe it's just my nostalgia for the game. It's easy to see the influence from Commander Keen and Captain Comic games. The music and sound effects are pretty boring and very repetitive. I actually opt to turn off the sound effects as they get very grating. It makes for a much better gaming experience. It's probably the only one huge downside. You can either play as Elfie or Elfita, a girl or boy elf, and in this chapter of the game, you set out to try and get a solution to the troll problem from the local wizard. This of course leads to other problems as the wizard doesn't like visitors and banishes you to his dungeon, leaving you to find the armor hidden within, find a way out, and battle his monster. The game is a pretty straightforward platformer. You have the ability to short jump or hold down the jump button and jump much higher and longer. You also have an attack to fend off various creatures and animals in the game. You can throw what are called flashberries to stun your enemies for a time, but they don't destroy them, outside of the final boss. You can find flashberries scattered throughout the entire game, and even some special ones such as a spread shot, and a very important one such as bomb berries. There's also gems, potions, and healing berries to find. One thing in this game not seen in a lot of platformers is all the characters to talk to. Not all of them have something special to say, and the ones that do are pretty much forced on you to talk to, but it's a nifty touch either way. There are also some puzzles to solve. They're not hard ones, but they're puzzles nonetheless. As you move through the upper world, the trees, sky, and the dungeons, you'll find a massive amount of enemies around, as well as spikes and water, both of which your character can't touch without losing health. You have 3 settings of difficulty, and on the normal setting, it can present a challenge. The enemies, especially the flying ones, can swarm on you and very quickly drain your health to 0 in an instant. On easy and very easy, the difficulty certainly diminishes, but the game doesn't become unfun, especially if you've never played before. I feel like its odd charm will keep you wanting to finish the game, even when it's harder for you to die. The first chapter of Elfland may not be one of the best classic DOS games, but it is a bit of a hidden gem and worth playing through, especially if you just want a little entertainment one afternoon. You can also call it a bit of a look back in time to the indie development scene before the days of the full-blown internet. One person creating a game, passing around as shareware, and hoping people like it enough to order it directly from them. You can still find the files out there for download, so load up DOSBox and give it a try. I'll see you next time.